Hey, what's up, y'all? This your boy Game, CLRB Gaming 513. Today I'm gonna be talking about y'all about a few games that were canceled. Y'all might have heard about them, you might not have. I'm gonna give you a little information. Maybe you might have been interested. Maybe you'll fight to get some of these games to come out. I know I want to fight to get a couple of these games to come out. The first one I'm talking about is gonna be Highlander, the game. Now I know they made two other Highlanders back in the day. This one's supposed to be for the PS3, the Xbox 360, and I think even a PS4. It was supposed to be set like back in ancient, I think they called it Gaul, Gaul, and it was supposed to lead all the way up to modern New York. It was made by Eidos. Well, it was going to be made by Eidos Interactive. It was going to have a completely different McLeod in there. His name was going to be Owen, and then also Connor and Duncan was going to make an appearance in the game as well. The guy who wrote the TV show, well, the head creative, or practically the head writer of the Highlander TV show, also wrote for the game. Who was from the TV show. He was going to be your mentor as well. And unlike the Highlander movies and TV shows where there was really no magic involved, this one was going to involve a little bit of magic in it because I guess the main bad guy was just going to be too strong for you. I looked around. They really didn't have any mentions of why it was canceled. To this day, all I could really find is people who's pretty much split down the middle about it. Some people felt like there wasn't enough lore to make a Highlander game. I personally believe, since there's not a lot of lore, you can make games and just expand on the lore. That's all pretty much I have for Highlander. I think it would have been a good game. Legacy of Kain, Dead Sun. Now this one was going to be made by Crystal Dynamics before they got bought out by another company. Then Square Enix Europe bought them out, and where that was going to go, you're going to be playing as a human and a vampire whose souls were intertwined as you travel through Nosgoth. Another development company was going to create an online multiplayer for the game itself. For some reason, they decided to forgo the Legacy of Kain game and turn the online multiplayer into a free-to-pay shooter type game. Which, if you ask any real fan, they're pissed off because I would rather have a single-player Legacy of Kain game than an online multiplayer game. At least I know I would. I know a lot of other Legacy of Kain fans would too. Another thing that I think people would have had a problem with that as well is they were going to change up a lot of the lore in Legacy of Kain. They're going to reboot it or retcon it, and I think that would have probably messed up, like maybe Raziel wouldn't have been involved in it or things like that. But they were going to keep some of the features, like you would have been able to shift realms like you did in Soul Reaver games and the other Legacy of Kain games that were not Blood on. An open world type game with dungeon crawling and puzzles and, of course, big bosses. That's how Legacy of Kain went. Like I said, to this day, fans are upset that they chose to make the Nosgoth online multiplayer game instead of the Legacy of Kain game. Because most fans have been waiting for a sequel to Legacy of Kain since Defiance. I know I have. I was kind of actually sorry they didn't. If anybody has never heard of the lore or the story of Legacy of Kain, I suggest you do so. It's actually pretty good. Which actually I was told by my boy Ross and Young L was Scalebound. I did look that up. Now I might have to keep looking back and forth on this one because I don't know too much about that one. It was going to be developed by Platinum Games, and Microsoft is going to publish it. It was going to be an action role-playing game, but the emphasis was going to be more on the role-playing and the graphics than the action. You were going to play as a guy named Owen who was from the present and went back to the past, and you're going to have a dragon. Now, as I was trying to get information, I wasn't sure whether the dragon was just already going to be pre-built, or was it that you're going to take a certain dragon and because what I read, it said that you could take 3 different classes of dragons and you combine them in a customization. So you either got a dragon or it worked that way. Also, they said the character Owen, he had pretty decent abilities, like one called Dragon Arm, where he was able to scan enemies, heal his dragon, and also another thing called another Dragon Hybrid mode, where his strength and speed and everything increased. Of course, this is role playing, so you'll get skill points and everything in there. The funny thing about that was they thought of this game before Bayonetta, but they chose Bayonetta. Chose to go with Bayonetta. Then when they came back to it, nobody had any interest in it, so they went with something called Wonderful 101. Once they was almost done with that, they built a prototype and get a run at it, and then they decided to go ahead and give it a go. Now with these characters. With the character with you and the dragon in this game, you would if the dragon would have died, you would have died. You would have died. The dragon would have died. It kind of been like a like you shared the same health type thing. One thing I read somewhere was the creator, he was like really excited about this game because all the depictions he's seen with humans and dragons, they always clashing. And he kind of liked the idea of putting them together as a team, which I guess that's all right. I mean, I think I've seen a few games where they were a team, but maybe not to the degree they were going to. All right, now I'm going to get into why Scalebound was canceled. From everything everything I've seen, they said they were having issues with the engine, and plus, there were I guess what do you call it? There were issues with it being on time, like it was going over schedule, and they felt like maybe I guess it wasn't the best time to try to make the game, or maybe they felt maybe they'll come back to it later. Personally, from what I read about all these, I hope they kind of come back to all three of these later, and give them a shot. I really think all three of these games could be fun. I've never actually played a RPG type game with dragons and people. I've always wanted to play a Highlander game with decent graphics. And as far as Legacy of Kain, I've always been a fan of the Legacy of Kain series. So I think that every single one of these games should be brought back. What you think, man?
Oh yeah, no doubt. From what you're saying, hell yeah. Especially the Highlander game.
Right? Oh
So,
man, I know for a fact that if people who actually get into it, even the ones that say that I don't know, it wouldn't be a lot of lore. I really think that if you just let the game expand the lore and stop worrying about what was already established,
you can definitely expand the lore of Highlander, but there is enough lore there.
Yeah, I think it's enough lore there
to make a great movie.
Yeah, because I think it's like a bunch of movies, a TV show, and I even think they got an animated movie out.
Right,
so
it's like 4 movies and like 2 or 3 TV shows.
Yep, and plus on top of that, an animated movie that's not even part of live action.
Right.
So there's plenty enough lore out there. You just have to go look like.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as Legacy of Kain, they're gonna catch hell until they make another one. Whoever's got the IP behind it. I know I would start a petition if I could. I probably can. But that's pretty much I got all of those games. Me and Ross is probably sooner or later gonna be talking about what are our favorite wrestling games.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's all I got. So from Ross, Larry, Yang, CLRB 513.
Yeah, peace.